Dirty Back Podcast. I'm your host, Cookie, and as always, thank you for tapping in with me. You could be anywhere listening to anybody, but you're here with Mama. But you're here with Mama. Speaking of Mama, y'all got on my nerves Mother's Day. So, as we know, I'm a mom. I have two cheering, two crotch goblins, one in the background right now being a little disruptive. Hey, little girl, you gotta be quiet. My children are almost 20 years apart. Not quite, a few years, give or take. So I've parented through a couple of different phases in my life. I did it at 19 when I was a kid. Me and his dad had no clue what we were doing. And I've also parented at a more seasoned age where I had baby fever and I just really wanted a daughter. And I finally got my daughter. But I understand Mother's Day can be a very sour day for people. It's not very positive. And I get that, but my problem with y'all this year was y'all could have kept that shit to y'allself. Now, no, I'm not here to police people. That's not, I am a extreme advocate for you speaking your piece, expressing yourself and all of that. But given the fact that women are expected to do so much and to show up for everybody, the one day that is for us celebrating our labor, what we brought into this world, y'all can't just let us have that. All of the fine print surrounding Mother's Day, and I engaged in it before, I'm gonna go ahead and say it now, cut it out. Mother's Day is about celebrating moms. Don't force us to take on other things to make other people feel comfortable on a day that we should be centering ourselves. Every year there's a post going around saying, don't forget people who lost their mothers. Lost mine at 14. Lost the matriarch of our family who was raising me less than a year later. Mothers that deal with infertility. It took me, again, like 17 years to have my second child. Mothers who, or people who just we go down the whole list. It's okay to give us something for us. So I want to talk about my different layers of motherhood, okay? So losing my mother at 14, it was hard, but also due to the fact that I was kind of being raised by my grandparents already because my mother did battle addiction, I didn't grieve the way somebody normally would. I didn't really, like I said before, I didn't grieve my mom till I became a mom. But I think that because I've had now 27, 28 years to move past not having my mother and my grandmother in my life, I learned to navigate things a lot better. The bad part about it is y'all don't be understanding my dark ass humor. So yes, I make jokes concerning our loved ones that's done left us on this raggedy ass earth. Like, girl, who told you could die? Who the hell told you to leave me down here in this bullshit? You know I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I joke around and I realize everybody doesn't have the emotional luxury to see the silver lining of a parent leaving early. Don't drag me, y'all. What that means to me is, because while I am loud and I'm hood and all that, y'all, I'm still saved. I definitely got dipped in the lake of Minnetonka. Your girl's been baptized, okay? But I do believe in guardian angels. I feel like a lot of things that could have happened to me didn't because I got some firepower upstairs. So if you believe in guardian angels, just think about it. Your mother, your grandmother, and your grandfather upstairs looking out for you, you good. You good. So I tend to understand that the kind of life I live, I needed them to be in a place where they could do more for me, to step in on my behalf in ways that they probably couldn't be if they were still here on this earth. But let's talk about what happened before I became a mom. Y'all know with the overturning of Roe v. Wade, people are worried about their reproductive rights and all of that. I'm somebody that can speak to being a mother, but I can speak to somebody that was not ready to have a damn kid. Before I became a mom, I was somebody that was with a man who, of course, became my son's father later. He's my ex, that had plans for me. We don't talk about being trapped enough. Negroes trapped out in these streets. It is a thing. Somebody can sit you down. And I'm gonna talk about how I'm proud of the younger generation because y'all done figured this shit out and y'all ain't going for none of that. As much as millennials come down on Gen Z, I really respect y'all hustle and how wise you are and how you move. So, Auntie is gonna go on record. Don't call me Auntie, but I'm gonna do it for this occasion and say I'm proud of y'all. When I wasn't ready to be a mom, Planned Parenthood knew who I was. So I went through two phases of terminating a pregnancy. I went through the one where I was very excited and they roll you out to that little recovery room and give you a little juice and crackers and all a little, it's a little post, get this motherfucker up out of me party going on and you happy, there's a sigh of relief. So I went through that. But then I went through a second one, because again, my ex was not playing with my ass. So before y'all even say anything, I was on birth control. If I had to guess, I was probably ovulating. That's probably when my son was created. I don't know. But I definitely got pregnant a second time, not too long after terminating that first pregnancy. And this time I was a little bit farther along, so they did have to put me under. But that abortion gave me nightmares. Like, we talking, I was depressed. I was crying, like, just, and the problem was, after I had it, I researched what I had done. I didn't know before. All I knew was, I'm trying to graduate high school. I don't have time for this. So I missed my senior year of homecoming, recovering from one, and then I missed sectionals in track because I had to get a second one. So I know a thing or two about the different phases of motherhood. Not wanting to be a mom, being a mom when you're not ready, being a mom when you're excited to become one, and losing your mom. I done went through all the stages, and I still don't bring my ass on the internet on Mother's Day trying to rain on anybody else's parade. I understand that being able to give birth is a privilege. There are a lot of women that go through IVF treatments, doctors telling them that it's impossible for them. I know that when you finally hear that heartbeat for the first time and you get out the danger zone of what is the first trimester, it's the most exciting time of your life. And the last thing I would want you to do on Mother's Day is scroll and see my depressed ass because of my misfortune. So all I'm saying is, I say all that to say, let mothers have their day. Crotch goblins are evil. Them kids will suck the life force out of you. And I'm so proud of all of us. This Mother's Day, it seemed like a lot more women did unconventional things. You kind of skipped the brunch and all the big lavish things, and you kind of just went and did what you wanted to do. I did big activities. And y'all know I'm trying to lose weight right now. But the day was about me just doing what made me feel good and not wanting to really get on social media and be performative about how my kids are my world. Oh, my God. And it's okay to just take time for you. I wish more women, I don't know. I'm not going to say I wish motherhood for everybody, but I low-key kind of do. Now, but going back to Gen Z and the fact that y'all are walking in your power and you understand that the goal is not necessarily motherhood and you can find more ways to be fulfilled in life, I'm here for y'all. There was a running joke when Glorilla's album first dropped about why all the aunties loved it so much, because she said all the things we wish somebody would have said to us. She talked about domestic violence and how she wished a cat would put his hands on her. She talked about how she wanted to protect her friend that was in a bad situation. She talked about getting money. She talked about her feelings. She really had the playbook of what we wish we had in the 90s. We love that for y'all. So don't ever think that older women are like competing with y'all. We see ourselves in you and we don't want you to make the same mistakes we made. That's all it is. I see men all the time talking about, y'all ain't like our grandma. Our grandmothers were miserable. What is you talking about? You think somebody is really happy getting up, mopping the floor, doing dishes, because some of them didn't have dishwashers back then, waiting hand and foot on some babies, babysitting their grandkids, because y'all know we didn't really go to daycare back then, and just not pursuing any goals, any dreams? Y'all really think our grandmothers were happy? They weren't. I did a podcast. Y'all don't judge me, y'all. Y'all know I don't do red pill, blue pill. I did a podcast recently, and basically the whole conversation was surrounding why do women? You fill in the blank, there's no wrong answer. And what I realized is that there are a lot of men, the men that engage in this kind of content, they're not talking to me, they're not talking about you, they're not talking about random women generically, just generally speaking. They're speaking about their mothers. We talk about daddy issues a lot. We don't talk about the fact that there are men out here that have mommy issues, that there are men that are upset that their mom never got them a Russell Wilson. It bothers them, but they ain't got the balls to talk crazy to her. They can't confront their absentee father, so what do? They get on the mic and they come for us. Fellas, I need y'all to heal. I really need you to heal. When and again, I did this podcast, and that was one of the first questions asked. They were reading from some of the people that tapped into the previous episode. And one of the girls asked, I wonder what the host's relationship was with his mom. And we learned that his mom really wasn't around like that. And I said, Yahtzee, okay. When you realize somebody didn't have the best relationship growing up with their mother and they had an absentee father, abort mission, exit stage left. That's not a conversation you need to waste your time being a part of. Because what's going to happen is he's going to bleed all over you. Even when you are speaking logically, even when you're talking about real life experiences, they're not going to hear you. All they're doing is talking to that mother that disappointed them or abandoned them. You will never win in that conversation. The only thing you'll do is help them get clicks. And I don't know about you, but if I'm not getting paid to be your punching bag. So 100% stop arguing with men that have unhealed trauma from their mother and the stepfather they never got. I don't know how else to say it. Quit arguing with these niggas. I did it because, somebody hits me up with a good vibe. So I tried something new. I went on a male podcast. I was the only girl. I held my own, but I learned real quick, okay, this is one of those situations. I just want our Black men to heal in this season because we have an administration that's literally trying to roll back every bit of civil rights progress. The people that really created systems that pitted us against each other to begin with. So y'all ain't got the balls to come for them, which is essentially what? Old white men. But you still make us your punching bag, us your problem. That does not sit right with my spirit. Y'all ain't got time for that. Talk about learning the trade. Talk about ways to build community so that when these programs are stripped and DEI starts impacting people and folks lose jobs, you got our back. I don't know. Let's just, be more effective. Do things that make sense. Do things that really build community. And to be honest with you, so many of us are starting to become celibate. You ain't getting near the cat no way. So stop talking about us. We letting her breathe. My cat is marinating like ribs. Ain't nobody touched her. And you know what? I need to shut the hell up because I had a dream I was pregnant the other day. So apparently when I talk shit, things happen. So let me shut up. Let me shut up. Speaking of which, shout out to Beyonce, y'all. I went ahead and tried Sir Davis the other night. In my personal opinion, her cocktail was the Honey Bee. That thing tastes like baby shower meatballs and missed periods. It's dangerous. Don't do it. Save yourselves. I want y'all to be outside this summer. Don't drink that shit if you're not trying to get pregnant. Girl, you ain't funny. That's all I got today, guys. So thank you for tapping in with me today. Whatever we got going on, wear your mask, wash your hands, socially distance, and when you get a free moment, please remember to clean out your dirty bag. Till next time.
Darling, there's only one God. Well, darling, there's only one God.